Dude, some of my bang hairs are longer than the other bang hairs. Maybe I just go no bang. No, I want to go bang. Chatters! Oh my god, I'm so freaking... Oh my god. Is that stupid? No! Oh yes, a nail check. Oh, and a mug check. Actually, Milena bought me this mug years ago. It's actually like a dream mug. Are you kidding? How freaking cute. We have a lot to talk about. How are you? DreamCon, I heard they're about to bench Hassan for you since he was late. Yeah, I heard that too. They were really considering pulling me in my Birks and jeans. They did think about it. They did think about it. You should have done this in the car. No, because I wanted to watch some clips, I think. Saw you on Emily's stream. Yeah, I was on a couple. That was my first DreamCon. It was pretty incredible. Very different vibes than TwitchCon in a good way. It was really cool. Really cool. Should we do a full recap? Do you have makeup residue under your eyes or is that exhaustion? Somebody also said like you have a black eye. What's up with that? Why are you saying that? Does my lighting make it look like here? It's just because I'm tired. It's not. I don't know. I feel like my lighting looks the same as it always does. I guess I switched to a new concealer. Maybe it's just like a different color. But no, it's not a black eye. You look tired? That's because I am. So, I am really tired. I was supposed to, my plan for, what up, Russell? My plan for DreamCon was to go in the morning and then drive back at night, because it's in Houston, or it was in Houston. But then I decided to stay a day. So I drove by myself and then I got a hotel. But because this was so last minute, we're just gonna go through it all, chat, okay? I also have a bunch of vlog footage to help me remember everything that happened. So we'll start at me deciding to go. I decided to go to DreamCon, okay? Then I decided to stay one night at DreamCon. So then I went to go to a hotel. So then I was asking everybody where they were staying. And everybody was staying at the Four Seasons, which is a 5-star hotel. Okay, it's very fancy. It's like very nice. And I was like, shit. Like, I need to stay where everyone's staying because I'm going by myself. I had like no security. Not that I needed it because like, not really hot shit there. But I didn't want to stay at like some random hotel by myself or like a cheaper hotel by myself because it just felt unsafe. So I got a room at the Four Seasons. Guess how much it was for one night? I'm making it sound like it's insane. It sucks, but it's not like insane. 500, 700, 1650, 2K, 250. It was 800 bucks, which is not like, you know, could be way worse, but $800 for one night is crazy. And it was like, I did it for safety reasons. But I was like, damn, ow. I got to the hotel. I walked in there. They when I was checking in, they were like, this is our designer handbag program, by the way. And they showed me this glass case with a bunch of designer handbags in it. And they were like, yeah, you can, this is complimentary. So if you just want to take one of them for a spin and see if you like it, you're welcome to do that. And I was like, what? Sid! Hello! Sid to Alveus when? We talked about that as well. It is a write-off. It is a write-off. But yeah, so they're like, this is our designer handbag program if you want to take one for a spin. And I was like, what? Like, just pick one? And like, take it out for the day? Like a freaking... What do you mean? And they said, yeah. I had so much fun hanging out with you. That's so nice. I did not take a handbag for a spin though, because what if you get like something on it? Yeah, Sid to Alveus when it's sub 100 degrees. What if you get it dirty or something? Or what if you lose it? Well, you just have to pay for it. But that's really scary. But anyway, crazy concept. They just had a bunch of designer handbags, so cool, I guess. And then I was checking in and they were like, by the way, there's a complimentary tequila tasting on your way up. And I was like, on my way up? So then I went to the elevator and there was just a guy standing there with a bar cart and he was like, would you like to try 5 different tequilas? And I was like, respectfully, I don't care how small you pour it. If I try 5 different tequilas, I'm gonna be tipsy. No. Also, I don't like it, tequila. But thank you for asking. So on my $800 hotel room, I skipped out on the complimentary designer handbag and the complimentary tequila tasting. Stupid. Got up to the hotel room. The hotel room was nice. It's a nice room. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It was a normal room. Like, it was nice, but it was like normal. Like, there wasn't like a bathtub. It was just a standing shower and a bed. So it was fine. I was surprised by how expensive it was versus the room quality. Right? Okay. I'm not trying to be a hater. Like, it was a nice hotel, and I'm not, you know, it was my money, so I can complain about it. I would have been 100% just as comfortable in like a Holiday Inn or something. Like, it was just a bed. And it wasn't even a fancy bed. It was just like a bed. Holiday Inns don't have free tequila tastings and designer handbag rentals. Okay. Then I changed at the hotel, and then I went to walk to the convention to meet Ludwig. Actually, really great timing on meeting up with Lud. It was very, very easy. And we walked in together. The line to get badge pickup was like wrapped around multiple buildings multiple times. Like, I'm really worried that some of the people in that line like missed a whole day at the convention or something. It was moving slow. I think there was like a broken escalator or something. And thank God I was with Ludwig, because if I wasn't with Ludwig, I would have just waited in the line, and then I probably wouldn't have gotten in that day. I don't know. But Lud just walked up to the front and he was like, I'm playing in the volleyball tournament and I'm Ludwig. And they said, okay, smile. And then I just walked with him, and then one of the staff members was like, QT, and I was like, yep. +1. No, I actually didn't say that. I said no. But I was Ludwig's +1. The only reason that I got into that convention, by the way, period, because it was sold out, is because Lud made me his +1, which was really, really nice of him. So shout out Ludwig. But yeah, that's the only reason I had a creator badge. So I walked around with Ludwig. We went to the volleyball game. We got to the volleyball game. Everybody was at the volleyball game. We're frickin' talking everybody. We got frickin' City on. We got frickin' Emaru. We have Extra Emily. We have Cinna. We have Lud. We have Ray. We have Bonnie. Who else was there? Rosie. Zoil. Oh yeah, and Arky and Yugi. I love them. Both of them, they're very like, they're really sweet and they're really like disarming. Like, there's some people, like big streamers and other, like sometimes just streamers in general that I haven't met that you get really nervous to talk to, and it's scary to talk to them because they're very like, you know, and Arky and Yugi are just like so nice, and they make you feel really comfortable walking up to them. So I like them for that. Saw them, and we played a little bit of volleyball. It was good. I feel like I would like playing volleyball more. I should do that like recreationally. And yeah, we played a little bit. It was good. Then Cinna played in her volleyball tournament. I think that it was cool to watch the volleyball tournament. And if Sid's still here, she'll know. I was like I was too into it, I think. I was more into it than I should have been for like a streamer volleyball game. But I was like pissed that I couldn't see the score and like didn't know what game it was and like what the points were and what the calls were. And I think that it's just like, it was like a really casual game and there were so many people in there and the announcers just had like microphones. So it was hard to tell what was going on. And I was like so mad because I want to know what was happening. And I was like, dude, tell me the score. Tell me what that call was. Like, whatever. So that was my volleyball experience. But it was fine. Like, it was cool to watch the games. Honestly, the games went better than I expected them to. Like, skill-wise. So that was cool. You were locked in Sports Spectator. I was trying to be locked in, but it was really hard to be locked in because you just didn't know what was going on. Then Cinna Lud, after the volleyball game, went back to the locker rooms. We could not go to the locker rooms because we didn't have backstage passes. I tried, y'all. I tried to get back there multiple times. I was like, hey, that's my friend over there. And then I was like, hey, I'm Cutie Cinderella. That's my boyfriend. I didn't say that. And then I tried to get the other girls whose streams were on back there, and I was like, hey, this is their ingest. They're live on this thing. They're in that, like, can they go be with their streams? And they're like, no. I also got yelled at because I went to go hand Ludwig his stuff across the rope because I couldn't go back there because I was holding his, like, jacket and fanny pack and shit. And he wanted it back, and so I went down there to give it to him, and I walked up to, this is actually embarrassing, I walked up to the rope to, like, hand it to Ludwig, and I think that the security thought that I was a viewer, like, giving him a gift, and she was like, what did she say? She said, sit down or get out! Because people were trying to come up to take pictures with Lud, and I was just going to give him a shit. And I was like walking up with it, and she was like, sit down or get out. And I was like, this is his jacket. I'm just giving it back. I'll leave. I don't want a picture with the guy, please. I like don't even like him as a person. I don't want, please. And then Lud saw it happening and he came over and grabbed it. And I was just like, okay, it's all good. Doing good. You're doing a good job though. You're kicking ass out there, lady. She was really, yeah. And then a guy came over. This was actually nice. A guy came over to take a picture with Lud for real. And then she yelled the same thing at him. She was like, sit down or get out. And then Lud like went under the rope to go take a picture with him, like on the stairs. But then it started a crowd, and then he had a whole crowd of people on the stairs because he's famous or whatever. Anyway, that was volleyball day one. After that, we went to dinner. Yeah, security at DreamCon was dope. They did such a good job. That was really, really cool. Then we all went to dinner after. We went to this restaurant. It was the whole group of people that I just said. Oh, plus Emily, Ray's assistant. And I got fried green tomatoes. I've never had those, and they were really good. And I got pea cakes. And those were really good. And at the end of the dinner, the waiter came out and was gonna split the checks with everybody. So he started going around the table to split the checks. And Ray was just like, oh my gosh, no, that's way too much work. Here, just take this card. And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, Ray, what did you do? PEA cakes, chat. Freaking vegan cakes. Ray was like, oh my gosh, that's too much work. Don't worry about it. Here, just take this card. And I was like, Ray, you use Apple Pay? And she was like, no. And I was like, Venmo? And she's like, no. I was like, what? What do you mean? This is like a 12-person dinner. I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, no, it's just so much easier to do it on one ticket. And I was like, yeah, but there's like 12 people here. And like people got drinks and we got desserts. And she was like, no, compared to LA, this is fine. Like, this is not expensive. And I was like, how much was it? And she's like 700. I said, what? What do you mean? Me and Zoil shared a bread pudding. It was really good. We were walking out of the hotel and it was really late by the time we were leaving, so they were mopping up the floors, and Zoil was walking out behind all of us, and as he was leaving, he was like, thank you guys so much, and then he ate shit. He was like waving, he was like, ah, and then slipped on the wet floor and fell. He was really sad about it. It was sad. It was sad. None of us saw it, though. He just said that he fell. Mopping up the floors because of all the pea cakes. Guys, you're misunderstanding. PEA cake, it was like sweet peas and like, I don't know. It was just like it was like a crab cake, but it was a vegan one. And then Zoil came out and he was like, I didn't see a wet floor sign. To be fair, there wasn't one, but you know. He's fine. He's fine. He just hurt his toe. Here, you want to see the pea cake? Pea cakes? Pea cakes.
Pog, wow.
Seagull Survivor subbed for 12 months. 1 year committed to my favorite animal lovers.
Seagull Survivor, thank you. See? Yeah, it's like falafel. It's like falafel. They were good. Day 2 stream with Zoil. They had frickin' wrestling. It was awesome. They had a ring. And there were guys doing WrestleMania shit. It was so cool. They were really good at it too. So I liked watching wrestling. There was also a lot of dancing. Here, I'll show you this too. Super worth downloading, like I just said. It's definitely worth. I am doing a vlog. I just said this is vlog footage, but there will be a whole vlog coming out ASAP. It was awesome. It was a loud convention, yeah. There was some dancing. Me and Zoil walked. We streamed, I think, for a while. Me and Zoil's stream was really good. It was cool because me and Zoil are like nobodies at that convention. So we could just walk around. And like we took pictures and stuff, but it was just super chill. Like it was super chill and easy to just walk around and hang out. We got to go to like Artist Alley, or it's not Artist Alley, that's what it is at TwitchCon. We got to go to like where people are selling all their art and stuff. There was like a gaming hall. That was cool. Yeah, 4 to 5 hours streaming with Zoil. And then we met up with Hassan. Hassan is really hard to move with at conventions. I avoid it usually because he's just very famous. So there's a lot of people around him and a lot of security around him. But I did beat the shit out of him on the floor at the convention. So that was awesome. And then he bought me a hat, which was nice. We have matching hats. Me, Hassan, and Zoil, we got matching hats now. And then after that, we went to the basketball. Did you guys see that basketball game? We went there. It was really hard to get into where all of our friends were courtside in like crazy nice seats. And all of our friends were down there, and it was really hard for me and Zoil to get in there because again, me and Zoil just like are not hot shit there. And so we were like trying to figure out how to get in, and we did a lot of like back and forth trying to get in.
Made from
chaos, thank you.
For 26
we
months.
finally were able, made from chaos, thank you. We were able to meet an animator from RDC who helped get us in, which was really, really nice. Because otherwise I'm not really sure how we would have done that. And we got to watch the game. It was so sick, dude. It was such a good game. And I was like, I made a lot of jokes. Okay, I made a lot of jokes about like, oh, crazy they didn't ask me to play in the basketball game. Y'all, if for some reason on some planet I was in that game, I would have faked an illness. At the like frame 1, I would have faked an illness if I saw the guys that were playing warm up. There is no way. It was sweaty as hell. They were actually good. Like, they were really good. It was not a content game. No one was messing around. So yeah, Lud got cut even. Which that one makes sense. Basketball was really fun. And then it's like 10 p.m. and I was like, there is no way that I am going to get back tonight. But there's also no way that I'm spending another $800 on another hotel room for tonight. It's just not happening. So I was going back and forth with my options. I was like, okay, Cinna offered to let me stay with her in her hotel room, but she had one bed. And you guys know how I feel about having physical contact with my friends. I was like, okay, thank you so much for the offer. I might take you up on that, but also I really don't want to. And then I was like, okay, I could stay on Emru's couch. And then I was like, okay, I could also wait, get this option. I could stay on Rosie and Zoil's floor. Good plan, Maya, good plan. Good plan. I'm not booking another hotel room for the night. So I decided I didn't do that, but then I was like, okay, I could stay on the floor. So we go get dinner, easy peasy. By the time we finish dinner, it's 11 p.m. I was like, this sucks. Then we have to go get ready for the party. And then by the time we leave the hotel, it's like 11:30. So we go to this AMP party at 11:30 p.m. 11:30 p.m. is when we leave for the party. It's fine. We went to the AMP party. It was cool. It was at a club. Valkyrie bought a table. And that means you have to like buy bottles at the table. And when you buy bottles at a club, like bottles of alcohol, when you buy bottles, they'll come out with like sparklers and like the bottles and like present the bottles to you because they cost thousands of dollars. And they'll bring the bottles out and then you get a sign. You get a sign, okay? Can someone link me in chat Rosie's tweet? Actually, I might be able to. Yeah, I can't. I'm not logged into Twitter here. You get a sign. And when they were like, what do you want on the sign? And no one wanted anything on the sign. And Zoil was like, Alveus Sanctuary. And I was like, W-ad. Mostly as a joke. But then everyone was like, yeah! So, they put Alveus on the sign. So they put Alveus on the side. You know what? I have a video of this too. I can just show you the video. Here's the bottle. Here's the bottle girls. Confetti. Okay, check this out. Check this out. Wait, I gotta stand up to see it.
Oh my god!
Let me be very clear.
Wow.
Valkyrie paid for
Marissa is a new
this.
sub.
And it was a joke that ended up being an ad. Okay? Kind of sick though. Shout out Valkyrie and shout out Zoil because that was his idea. Okay. So there was that. It was awesome. The party was a lot of fun. It was really cool. I had some vodka and then there was like, what is it? Is it just there's hookah? Is that plural? Or are the units each called a hookah? I'm being serious. There were a bunch of hookahs. Saying hookahs sounds wrong. People were smoking hookah. That sounded right. Hookie is singular. There were a bunch of hookies on the table. Okay, so people were smoking hookah at this party. I will not say who, but somebody was like, "You've got to try this," and I was like, "I probably don't, because I don't smoke at all, and I don't like nicotine." And he was like, "No, you really should." So I took one single hit, and then I threw up. Was it the hit or was it the alcohol I was drinking? I'm not exactly sure. It was not Lud. So yeah, that was not awesome. But I felt better after I threw up, so it was fine. It was an interesting setup. It was like a club with a bunch of tables, and then there were like bleachers. AMP was standing on them. And they were just like standing there like staring at everybody. They looked awesome. That's Zoil showed a video on his stream. They were ore farming. Then we tried to go. People were going to another club after that. And so me and Emily were like, yeah, we'll go to another club. And then Rosie was with us, and I was not like drunk, but I was like tipsy, and people were asking if I wanted to go to this club, and I was like, Rosie, do I want to go to that club? And he's like, no. And I was like, oh, okay. No. And then we got in the car to go back to the hotel, and I was talking to Emily, and I was like, Emily, do we want to go to this club? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So Emily and I were gearing up to go to this club afterwards. And extra Emily. And we got back to the hotel, and then we got back in the hotel room, and we were sitting in the hotel room like getting ready, and then Emily climbed into Rosie's bed with no one else in it. Emily just climbed into bed, got under the covers, fell asleep. Fully, like, got, like, we were all talking around her. She was just out in Rosie's bed. And none of us even noticed that she did it. And then Zoil saw her and just like pointed at her in bed and just started like wheezing laughing. Because it was like, Rosie, that sucks, bro. And then Rosie sat on the floor. And then we didn't go out to a second club. There's extra Emily. She was sleepy. It's fine. It's fine. That makes sense.